Welcome back, friends. Today let's discuss about the C3 and C4 plants. In our previous video we discussed about photorespiration, and we saw that only C3 plants they have ability to undergo photorespiration, and C4 plants they don't undergo photorespiration. So in this lecture we will be able to know what are the C3 and C4 plants. So firstly, we are saying that the compound for the fixation of carbon dioxide in a KRANZ cycle is rubib. However, other plants such as sorghum, sugarcane, millet, and maize use another compound called the phosphoenolpyruvate. That's, in short, we call it as PEP, as carbon dioxide acceptor molecule. And the immediate product of carbon dioxide fixation in these plants is not a 3-carbon compound, but the 4-carbon compound called the oxaloacetate. Such plants are called C4 plants, while the plants which produce 3-carbon compound as the first product of photosynthesis, they are called C3 plants. So C3 plants, the first product of photosynthesis is the 3-carbon acid called phosphoglycerate or phosphoglyceric acid or glycerate phosphate. But in C4 plants, the first product of photosynthesis is the 4-carbon compound or 4-carbon acid called the oxaloacetate. So that's the major difference, and they are called C4 or C3 because of the first product of photosynthesis. In C3, the first product of photosynthesis is the 3-carbon compound, and in C4, the first product of photosynthesis is the 4-carbon compound. So here are the reactions. As you can see, rubib, carbon dioxide, water, rubib, carboxylase, 2-PGA. This is KRANZ cycle. While in C4, this is 5-carbon compound. When it accepts carbon, it got to form 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound. While in C4, we have a 3-carbon compound, PEP, fixing carbon dioxide in the place of this is not hydrogen, it is water, but it is hidden here by this box. So it is a PEP, carbon dioxide, then water, PEP carboxylase, oxaloacetate. That is a slack pathway. So the first product of photosynthesis is 3-carbon, while here is 4-carbon. These are called C3, these are called C4. So some of the details of the C4 plants. So C4 plants, they undergo what we call Hatch-Slack pathway. It is not the pathway which is similar to the KRANZ cycle. In the C3 plants, they undergo dark reaction by the series of reactions called KRANZ cycle, while in C4 plants they are called Hatch-Slack pathway. So Hatch and Slack showed that C4 plants were far more efficient at taking up carbon dioxide than C3 plants. And this is the major difference between C3 and C4 plants, as we shall see later. But C4 plants, they were far more efficient at taking up carbon, as we shall see later. So Hatch-Slack discovered a new carbon pathway in C4 plants, which is now called Hatch-Slack pathway. So in the process of investigation, they asked themselves, why are they more efficient? Now they became knowing that it is the pathway that the C4 plants, they use another pathway rather than the one which is used by the C3 plants. So the process is a typical C4 plants. The process in a typical C4 plants, such as maize, will be described later, the process of Hatch-Slack pathway. But now let's go to look on the leaf anatomy of the C4 plants. C4 plants possess a characteristic leaf anatomy in which 2 rings of cells are found around each vascular bundle. 2 rings of cells are found. The inner ring or bundle, they are called the bundle sheet cells, containing chloroplasts which differ in form from those in the mesophyll cell. So the inner ring is bundle fish, while the outer one is mesophyll. in the outer ring. So the chloroplasts in the plants are therefore described as dimorphic, that is two-form. And this kind of arrangement is described as the KRANZ anatomy. KRANZ anatomy. So if you ask about the KRANZ anatomy, it's the leaf anatomy or arrangement in which we have two types of cells, two rings, two distinct cell rings, that is dimorphic, with inner bundle sheath and outer mesophyll cell. So let's go to look later on the mesophyll and bundle sheath cells. The mesophyll cells are arranged concentrically around the bundle sheath cells, so means they are outside of the bundle sheath there. They have small chloroplasts which possess glanna. So mesophyll cell, they possess glanna. They carry out preliminary fixation and transport of carbon dioxide to bundle sheath cell. They do not undergo photosynthesis in such, but they carry out carbon dioxide fixation to another cells, and has a higher concentration of PEP carboxylase, which is the enzyme for the fixation of the carbon dioxide in the C4 plants. And photosystem 2 is very active, and so large number of ATP and reduced in ADP molecule are generated. Photosystem 2, which is very active, it is involved in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. And as we know that the non-cyclic photophosphorylation produces reduced in ADP and NADP are the end product of the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In the bundle sheath cells, they have large chloroplasts without glanna. So we shall see later on this question in the biological science book. Why is it important that bundle sheath cells they lack glanna? So they have large chloroplasts without glanna, but has a number of lamella, carries out carbon dioxide through Calvin cycle, carries out carbon dioxide fixation through Calvin cycle, has a higher concentration of ruby carboxylase and negligible PEP carboxylase, much less affinity of photosystem 2, and less number of ATP and reduced in AD are formed. In a C4 plant, carbon dioxide is taken up in a mesophyll cell, where it is transformed into oxaloacetate, that is 4-carbon molecule, which is then pumped into the bundle sheath cells, where it enters the Calvin cycle. So this is just the diagram which shows the KRANZ anatomy, and as you can see here, there is the outside ring of cell and the inner ring of cell. These are the vascular bundles. So bundle sheath cell are these which are inside, and as you can see, these black materials, they are like the starch granules, because it is where the Calvin cycle takes place. But here the outside ring is the mesophyll cell with a few small chloroplasts, but here they have large chloroplasts. And here and below, this is the diagram showing the KRANZ anatomy. Here the stomata, the vascular bundle, and the lower epidermis, this is the upper epidermis. Here and below we can see the differences between mesophyll chloroplast and the bundle sheath chloroplast. So mesophyll chloroplast, they have large glanna, they have light dependent reaction, they are favored, and plenty of ATP, reducing ADP and oxygen are generated. As we know that the light reaction takes place in the membrane, in the chloroplast membranes, which are thylakoids, and the glanna is the collection of thylakoids. So having large glanna means it will favor the light reaction. But bundle sheath chloroplast, there is no glanna, or very few and small, therefore light dependent reaction occur at very low rate. So little reducing ADP, ATP and oxygen they are generated. So how comes the product of C4 plants is greater than that of C3? That's because of the mallet shunt, which we shall discuss in the next lecture. In the mechanism of H-Slack pathway, the ATP and NADP produced in the mesophyll chloroplast can move or can shunt. That movement we call it as shunt in form of mallet to the bundle sheath chloroplast, where it is used in the photosynthesis. And another thing is that virtually no Ruby carboxylase in mesophils. Carbon dioxide fixation occurs in cytoplasm by PEP carboxylase, while in Bandu's chloroplast high concentration of Ruby carboxylase. So carbon dioxide fixation occurs as C3 plants, but more efficient. Why it is more efficiently, we shall also go to see later that because the PEP carboxylase already pump a lot of the carbon dioxide into the Bandu's chloroplast. Now the concentration of carbon dioxide in the Bandu's chloroplast is higher. Thus, what will happen? The enzyme Ruby carboxylase will function more efficiently. As we know from biochemistry that enzymes, they work best at higher substrate concentration. So another thing, there is little starch in mesophil chloroplast, but there is abundant starch grain in the Bandu's chloroplast. So let me end here, and in the next video we shall discuss about the Hatch-Slack pathway and all about the significance of the C4 pathway over C3 pathway. Things to remember in our previous lecture is that the C3 and C4 plants, they are called so because of their first product of photosynthesis. And another thing to know is about the KRANZ anatomy, where we have the Bandu's cell inside and the mesophil cells outside. The carbon dioxide fixation occurs in the Bandu's cell, and then it is passed to the mesophil cell where the Calvin cycle takes place. So within the Hatch-Slack pathway, there is the Calvin cycle. Remember to subscribe my channel or click the link in the description below to join my Telegram group for more discussion, questions, and etc. And you may find even my contacts there, and even some of the supporting materials there in the Telegram group. Thank you, and having nice studies. Remember to subscribe my channel and share the link of the video to your friends. Thank you.